Hello and welcome everybody to today's News Tonight. This is, of course, the weeknight news show where we're joined by special guests, our lovely patrons, and our awesome YouTube audience to discuss the day's gaming news. This is episode 131, and I'm your host today, for today, Ash Paulson, and I'm joined by my good friends and co-founders, Derrick Bittner, Steve Bowling, and our video editor, Brandon Miracle. How you guys doing? We are back from PAX.
Yeah, I missed you guys. I mean, you go off, you play Zelda, you go around an empty show floor, you make a guy jealous. All I had to do was, be green. Yeah, I became green with envy. I can't help
literally. You did a oh god. Why do you have that on your phone? That's just God,
I didn't believe you kept that for now.
The soul it scares me every time I turn it on.
Sure.
Oh, that
scares me.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll all have a lot to say. Well, maybe not Derrick, since unfortunately you couldn't come with us, man, and we missed you. We wish you could have been at PAX with us. But I'm sure the rest of us will have a little bit to say about our post-PAX exhaustion. But before we get too deep into the show, I want to announce something very exciting, very special. We are doing our first ever YouTube sub giveaway. So once we hit 75,000 subs on YouTube, we're going to give out a Switch OLED to one of our random subscribers on YouTube. We're going to randomize it. All you have to do is be sub to us right here on YouTube. But yeah, we hit 75K. We're giving away a Switch OLED. So yeah, sub to the channel, and we will, of course, blast that out on social media and everything once we do hit 75K. And literally all you need to do is be sub to possibly win that Switch OLED. So good luck, and let's get us to 75K and get you a Switch OLED. On another note, today's episode is sponsored by Frayhem, and they, first of all, thank you, Frayhem, so much for your incredibly generous sponsorship of today's News Tonight. And Frayhem would like you to know about Neebs Gaming. They are a funny group of content creators playing video games like 7 Days to Die, Ark Survival Evolved, and Raft. But sadly, one of its cast members, by the name of Thick44, just 2 months ago was diagnosed with a tumor in his brain. And after the doctors extracted the tumor, it's really awful stuff. And after the doctors extracted the tumor, it turned out it was cancerous. And so he's technically not out of the woods just yet. More treatment is going to be needed. So Frayhem would like you to support their channel and their Patreon so that Thick44 can get the treatment he needs and, make a full recovery. So please do check them out on YouTube and Patreon. That's Neebs Gaming, Neebs. And I am going to post that in the chat right now. There are links already in the description below, so you can find them there. But I'm also going to post them in our chat right here. So there you go. Going to go ahead and pin that. But please do check them out on YouTube and Patreon. And Thick44, we're, of course, sending you all the good vibes we have. We hope you make a full recovery, and thank you again, Frayhem, not only for your sponsorship, but for drawing attention to such an important cause. Our hearts are with you, Thick44, and we hope you make a full recovery. And GV Gang, let's show them the power of our good vibes, and go subscribe and go check them out on Patreon. So thank you very much, Frayhem. And on that note, we are back from PAX, and Derrick, I know you said you were green with envy, literally, as you were done up in Shrek face paint. But I don't know about you guys, Steve and Brandon, but I always have to take kind of a convention recovery day whenever I can, because, just conventions are just a completely full body exhausting experience. And I did rest yesterday when I got back, but I only got an hour and a half of sleep, so it didn't feel like true rest. Oh, and no. even sleeping of getting a full night's sleep today, I have a headache. I'm still tired. I feel like I'm going at half speed. What about you guys?
Well, I've only been home for 10 hours.
Right, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I'm exhausted. Our plane left at 11:58 p.m. We got back into Chicago at 6. And we didn't get home until around 8. So it's been a long day for me, and I am tired. we ended up
bad, man.
We ended up because we had to check out of that Motel 6 at 11 a.m. I was laying there in bed contemplating all my life's choices, and I was like, we need to just get another night, because I don't want to be out in the middle of Seattle with my luggage for the entire day. Thankfully, they gave us a discount since we weren't going to be there overnight.
Right.
But yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep good tonight, I think.
Wow. I hope
sure
so.
You will. I'm shocked that you're even on the show with us, man. Like, how did you? I mean, I know it was short notice, but I'm like, hey, man, if you want to join us, you can. And I kind of figured you'd be too tired and just kind of want to sit this one out. But you're like, hell yeah, let's go. How are you making that happen? Nice.
Well, when we got home, I immediately went to bed, and I woke up about 20 minutes before the show started. So.
Oh my god.
So wow, I was literally laying in bed. I saw the message, and I was like, well, this is a good reason to get out of bed. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I would consider this a good reason to get out of bed personally. It's like, oh, I'm going to sleep.
Well, you know,
wow, your own show, Derrick? You wouldn't consider our own show a good enough reason to get out of bed?
You would say you always say health and family first. And that applies to Brandon as well. So if you're not feeling up for it, my goodness, man, get some more sleep.
Well, that's true. All right, I guess, guys, show over. I'm going to head back to bed. My head hurts. Right. My feet hurt. I'm gone.
The way I see it is if I had stayed asleep, I wouldn't have slept overnight. So this is a strategic play for me.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going through some. I definitely have a headache at the moment, and I've got some stuff going on with one of my heels. I think from just all the walking I did over the past 5 days. I can't remember the name of it, but I have that thing called it's like plantar fasciitis or something where it feels like you have bruises in your heel, and I can like barely walk on my right heel right now. It's painful. Yeah, but that's just that's what happens when you cover a convention and you're on your feet for multiple 8 to 12 hours a day. This way, and this was actually, as we mentioned in our Friday episode, an unusually light PAX, but even a light convention is still physically exhausting. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but
this was training wheels for me. So
I know.
Now I have a small idea of what it's like.
I have to say, going to PAX and realizing how hard it was for me to keep up with a show that was at half steam made me realize that I definitely need to do something to improve my physical fitness before we get back to regular full-on conventions. Because I'm with you guys.
Definitely.
PAX kicked my ass. I was very I remember all of us descending on E3 and walking literally almost 2 miles just to get to E3, and then spending a whole day there and then walking almost 2 miles back. And I used to be A-okay with that. And this time I was like, nope, we're calling Ubers, we're taking buses, we're doing whatever it takes to not be on our feet.
Yeah.
But I will say, I am glad that I did not miscalculate in deciding to leave on the last day of the show, because I feel great today. I feel fine. I was fortunate, I hopped in the car on Monday and just drove back to my mom's house, spent that last day visiting with family, and then flew back home yesterday. And I am... I got to sleep in my own bed last night. I got nice, so I'm feeling great. But honestly, I would go back and do it again if I could, but I do recognize I need to start doing Ring Fit or dieting or both. I need something in my life to help me prep for the next time we're all out on the road. And cause I want to be like Daniel, cause Daniel, or as we all know him in the community, Night Tide, he was just kicking all our asses in terms of just walking and he had no problems. dude
we went out to
physical fitness.
We went out to grab some to pick up some cookies from a local really good cookie place in Seattle one night, and it was just it was me, Daniel, and Brandon, your wife, Michaela, and we all took a walk. But what we didn't know before taking the walk, it's only about a mile, a little less than a mile, no big deal. But it turns out the vast majority of that was steep inclines because, again, Seattle, very hilly area. And when I say steep, I don't mean like that, like that. I mean like this. It was like San Francisco style hills, 8 blocks straight of this shit. And Michaela and I are like, oh, this sucks. And, we're lagging behind. And Dan's like, hey, guys, you doing all right back there? Let's go. Cookies. Yeah, man, let's go. And I'm like, I hate you and your youth, man. give me your youth and your fitness.
This is just reminding me of I don't know if I'm still in good shape for this sort of thing, but walking around New York with my old laptop, which it had to be at least 15 pounds because the damn thing was just huge.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it was the only thing I worked on. I did that was my work computer, and just went with me everywhere. And so I'd be walking around New York or walking around the show floors and having that with me, and having all the recording setups set up so I can get all the stuff necessary. And my back, it was my back killing me more than anything, but than my feet, just walking all over the place. But I just powered through it. You just sort of stop thinking about it and just making it happen. I don't know if I can still do that. I feel like I'd be okay, at least with the weight now, just because of carrying Kai all the time. But who knows about the distance and just walking itself.
One advantage I feel from having this experience at Seattle is my endurance is probably at least 3 times higher than it was before PAX. Like I feel like I could walk for a mile right now and not feel too bad about it.
Nice. Good stuff. No, and that's something like Steve, I totally agree with you. This was the first show we've covered since the pandemic. And I don't want to say post-pandemic because it's still going on. Yeah. But I'm used to the level of physical fitness I had before the pandemic, which was, I wasn't like in the best shape of my life before the pandemic, but I was certainly more fit than I am now. And I've certainly put on the some pandemic weight like many of us have. And so I'm right there with you. I'm not used to not having the energy I was used to pre-pandemic, and this definitely put into clear focus for me that I need to get in shape and build up my endurance a little bit before PAX East next year, which hope might be a full show. I guess we'll see what happens with that. But we did miss you Monday, and I have to say I'm of two minds on that, because on one hand I wanted to get home on Monday night instead of Tuesday morning because my wife had the Labor Day weekend off, and I wanted more time to spend with her. On the other hand, though, there was such light foot traffic on Monday that I actually got to. That was my one chance to be on the show floor in a chill sense and play everything I wanted to play. We got to play some Bark. We got to play a few more rounds of Squish. I finally got to go to Thunderful and play Fire Girl.
Nice.
Brandon, you got to play Curse to Golf. And so we actually got some proper time just to chill on the show floor, not have to worry about running to appointments or waiting in lines. Like Saturday got pretty congested, and just play some games. So that was nice to have that experience. And we got to see Shang-Chi that night, which you were so missed for.
Oh,
Steve,
man,
I wish you could have been there to see it.
It
was so good.
I want to see that
bomb
so badly. I've heard such good things, and I don't know how. I have to wait the 45 days. There's just no way I'm going to be able to find the time to go see it.
It is bomb. Yeah, seriously. Well, I know we could talk about PAX for forever, but we do have some news to cover today. But before that, we do have some super chats. But before that, I do want to call out something said in our YouTube chat by a big time nerd saying, just wanted to say that y'all seem genuinely happier nowadays, and I'm happy for y'all. Also, really appreciate how y'all have not just 1, but 4 pride flags in your profile picture. Well, thank you, big time nerd. Thank you for following us here. We're so glad you're in our audience. And yes, I think I can speak for us all when I say we are happier here for sure. Just doing our own thing, having some creative control over what we want to do, focusing on our well-being. And as you said, with our profile pick, focusing and leading with goodness and inclusivity and kindness. That is what we're all about here. And we're so glad that we have built up the audience, the kind of audience that aligns with us on those values and appreciates what we're doing on that front. So thank you so much, a big time nerd, and we're really happy to have you here. Thank you for the kind words. As for super chats, first we have $5 from RecBCQ saying, just became a patron. Might screw around to become an EP. We'll see. Then I'll need to learn to shut up so I don't blow my budget on super chats. Well, RecBCQ, thank you. And yes, you do. You give us so many super chat donations, and we really appreciate it. But we'd love to have you, of course, as an EP as well. So, certainly take care of yourself first. Your own financial security is what matters to us first and foremost, but would love to see you in our AP squad, play some games with you 2 times a month. That'd be a blast. So thank you, RecBCQ. Really appreciate the love. Then we have £4.49 from Adam O'Sullivan saying, just want to wish Natasha/Sci-Fi Lullabies a big happy birthday for tomorrow. Well, I didn't realize
happy
your birthday's
birthday
tomorrow, Sci-Fi Lullabies. So thank you for letting us know, Adam, and happy almost birthday, Natasha. And you might be interested to know that we're both September babies, and we're right next to another. My birthday's on Friday. So happy birthday, happy almost birthday to you. And, September represent. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because mine's in a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're
a week after you.
Babies here. Yeah. Next, we have $2 from Titus Malvolio saying, "Good to see your face, Derrick." Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen your face on here, man.
Yeah, I had some issues, and fortunately, Steve was able to get it all figured out before starting today's show because the same problem was happening, and just Tech Whiz Steve, thank God.
Yeah,
King returns.
And I also want to give a special shout out to Titus Malvolio, not only for being, recently rejoining the EP squad or our EP tier on Patreon, but also for being so cool about just narrowly missing us at PAX. We really wanted to meet you. I know you were there, and we unfortunately did have to change our fan meetup time at the last second due to an appointment time change. And you were so cool about it. I really appreciate that, and I really hope we get to meet you at the next show. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding on that front, and we really hope you had a good PAX. Next is RC with $2 saying, oh wait, it just got scrolled off. Where'd it go? Saying big ass wins. After Dark streams were hilarious.
Hell yeah.
It's me.
Oh,
I'm the big
so
ass.
good. Yep. Thank you so much, RC. And those After Dark streams were so fun. We did 3 of them throughout the show, and that was a blast. So thank you, RC. Next
Also,
is
Nighttide,
$5
I'm sorry
from...
for saving the username ass in several of your games.
True. That's true. Let's just not forget the After Dark stream where I won 24 stars in Mario Party 6. Okay, I just want to make sure we don't forget that little.
I particularly enjoyed that stream because I was asleep the whole time.
Yeah, that was the one you were asleep for, and the rest of us were playing Mario Party 6. And yeah, we played fair square, and it just transpired. I think I maybe had the single best Mario Party game of my life that night, and I won 24 stars. I don't know how it happened.
My God.
There was no way
great.
we could catch up. It was that stark of a gap.
That stark of a gap. I see what you did there. $5 from Thomas Nerds Out saying, "Please tell me Derrick has said Shrek is love, Shrek is life to Kai or Amy and meant it." Derrick, have you?
I have not, but I can say it now. Shrek is life. Shrek is love.
Nice. Thank you, Thomas.
I still have
really appreciate it.
All this stuff.
I was very close to buying that Shrek 2 on GBA for you.
I looked up gameplay of it. It actually looks better slightly better than the console version. I'll be honest. At least the platform you can see what the hell you're doing.
It's hard.
Yeah, I've heard not good things about that. Yeah.
Oh God.
Next is $2 more from RecBCQ. Just after saying that you needed to shut your mouth, we got $10 more from RecBCQ saying, "I played Shrek, so Derrick and I are basically bros."
Yeah,
sounds good
true.
to me.
It is a blood brotherhood because we shed for that game.
Right.
I can't believe Amy 100%ed it as a kid because the rewards for 100%ing it are so worthless. Just extra mini games and a trailer for a Shark Tale the video game.
Ooh, that's the reward for 100%?
Wow.
Well, not 100%. Nice. It's one of the rewards as you're building to 100%. I did not 100% this game.
Oh, okay. Well, man, and now Hestu's gift isn't looking like such a bad reward after all, is it? RecBCQ, thank you so much.
Basically the same thing, a whole heaping pile of
Yeah, exactly. Next is $5 from Mwape Mulinga saying, "Brandon, before we start, thank you. You helping Roger with the Naruto videos is so heartwarming to see. So, how was it seeing the raw reactions?"
Thank you for that. This has been quite a process for me and Roger. We started this back in February, and he just wrapped up Naruto, I want to say 2 days ago.
I think I rated him when he was on the last 3 episodes. So,
okay, good.
I think it was this past Saturday, I want to say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Naruto is one of the most important anime to me because I remember when Dragon Ball ended and I felt so empty and hollow inside because I watched it every day of my life. So I was like, I needed something to kind of fill that hole, and Naruto is that for me. And getting to relive it through Roger has been really special for me. And so I thank you for that. It means a lot.
Yes.
Now to make you do the same thing with me by watching every single episode of the One Piece anime.
Right.
Thank
you so much. Thank you so much, Wape, for your continued generosity. We see you in chat and in super chats all the time. So seriously, thank you so much. We're just love to have you here. Next is $2 from Late Night Sprite saying, "Steve Bowling to Steve Soling in 10 easy steps."
I think that was supposed to say Steve Swolling.
Oh,
that makes
swollen.
so much more
I-
sense.
I wasn't
I
gonna
read it
say,
as
like, I don't
Steve
think I get it.
Sowling, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a pig?
Yeah, is it like Soling? I was like,
damn.
what is
They
this?
corrected
Okay.
it a few chats
Steve
down.
Swollen.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you for that. I didn't want to be that person who's like, I don't get it, but I didn't get it. Now I get it. So cool. Next is 5 pounds from Spicy Pandaughter saying, hey guys, hope you're all good. Just played Psychonauts for the first time and loved it. Immediately bought the sequel and ready to dive in. I am so excited to play
There were
those games.
too
man.
many good games
Ooh,
coming
hell
out.
yeah.
I'm still working my way through Great Ace Attorney, and there's no more heroes. There's Psychonauts 2. There's freaking Tales of Arise, WarioWare. Stop. Stop
Yeah.
for the love of God.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Next is €1.99 from the Shadow Hermit saying birthday bathtub stream hype. You know what? I'm not going to say I'm definitely going to be in the bathtub on my birthday, but I'm not going to say I'm definitely not. Let me see if I can pull that together. I still have my summer hat. I still have some great Glacier Grape soap bubble bath stuff that smells
You
awful.
don't
I do
have to put that in, right?
Yeah,
I don't have to. That's true. I don't. That's true. Good point. I don't have to do that. So I'm not
Mine
going
was
to
just
promise,
plain old
but
water.
I
I'm
will
noticing,
see
like,
if I can get that done.
I'm noticing a merch opportunity here for some good vibes bath bombs.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
true.
man. Who would we
GVG
get to make
branded
us a bath bomb?
I don't know.
More
I feel like-
importantly, what flavor would we all be? What
I have
scent?
never
Well, we
tasted a
have
bath
to have the
bomb.
alliteration, so
Not flavor, I should say. So yeah, scent. What scent would we all be?
Gamer. Just
That's not
whatever
a good
gamer
scent.
is in your
Smelling-
heart, that's what it smells
Oh.
like.
that's not a good scent.
I
Ashy
ate that
apple.
apple cinnamon cookie, so I'll take that.
Oh
cinnamon.
well, see. So if I can't do ashy apple, you've already claimed apple, then I don't know what I would do.
Mine
maybe
would just be chicken. I mean, let's
chicken.
be real.
Nice.
You can
Nice.
actually get a Steve Bowling GVG bath bomb right now. It's called chicken bouillon. Just drop that in the tub, and you're
God.
set.
Turning
Nice. So
into
yeah, thank you,
soup.
Shadow Hermit. I'm not going to guarantee that'll happen because my wife is taking me out on my for my birthday after the show on Friday, so I don't want to mess up any plans there. But I'll see if I can pull that together. Finally, we have $20. Wow, $20 from a Nerd's Rambling
so
saying
much.
to me.
Thank you.
Very, very much. Saying to me, it feels like Colors Ultimate most likely did not have enough testing time because of working conditions because of work at home conditions and time. Happy patches are easier to do in 2021 compared to 2006. Yeah, we do know that Sega's already looking into the issues and are trying to get a patch out as soon as possible. But and that actually is a perfect segue into our first news story. So thank you for that. But we did just get one more super chat from Mike
two
F
more.
saying. Two more. Okay, well, here's one of them. $1.99 from Mike F saying, I'm late, but it's good to see everyone together. Yes, it is. I'm so happy we got the full crew back together. Seriously.
The
That was,
other one is from
very good.
Luigi and Daisy 315,
Cool.
right above it.
Yes, got it for $2. Saying, who would win in a fight, Wario or King DDD? Well, I'm biased here. I don't like Wario as a character, and Kirby is my favorite Nintendo character of all time, and DDD is a Kirby character, so my vote goes to King DDD.
I'm going to say Wario because I feel like DDD would be distracted by a fart. And then while he's wondering why Wario would
Fair
do
enough.
that, Wario hit him with a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Wario does have Wario Man as a transformation.
he does, but then compare that to DDD's Final Smash, which is one of the best in Ultimate. I mean, DDD's Final Smash is badass.
It is.
Hmm.
That's true.
I'm going to even it out and
Wario's
say
got a
DDD.
giant hammer.
Bad ass.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, but
definitely true.
DDD has a hammer, and I don't know. I feel like DDD would wreck him.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, I think DDD with the hammer, especially with like the mechanical jet hammer he has. I don't know, and he can float. I think this goes even beyond my
Oh, yeah.
anti-Wario bias. I
And
think this
as
goes to DDD.
Amagishan Evernight say, DDD can get swole.
Buff DDD.
That's true.
Buff
And
DDD.
there's mass DDD as well. So, yeah. But, well, we have spent quite a bit of time talking about PAX and going through Super Chats. Thank you all so much for your incredibly generous donations. But we do have news to get to. And as I said, our first news story concerns Sonic Colors Ultimate and some major problems going on, especially with the Switch version. So let's get that story up on screen. So, as I said, Sonic Colors Ultimate has arrived, but not in a particularly polished state. Also, here comes the Sonic Colors hype police here in LA. Apologize for the sirens, everybody.
No, more like
But-
slander police. How dare you?
the
make
slander
fun of
police, right? So the Switch version, in particular, of Sonic Colors Ultimate has turned out to be extremely buggy, including lots of visual glitches that could be seizure risks. So everyone out there, be very careful if you're playing the Switch version, if you are epileptic or suffer from epilepsy, and also be careful of watching Sonic Colors Ultimate glitch videos, because there have been, you can see them now. There are clips online of just the graphics going wild and like crazy colors all over the screen and flashing, and it's almost like you're at a rave, I guess, but without actually going to a rave. It's really weird stuff. And there was a bit of misdirection, I guess, for a little bit with folks thinking that this was only happening with people playing on emulator, and that turns out that's not the case. This is happening on legitimate Switch hardware as well. But it's not just the Switch. So, Steve, before the show, we were talking about a little bit, and you were saying you played the PS4 version of Sonic Colors Ultimate for a little while last night, and you had some issues too, right, man?
Yeah, so, and actually Late Night Sprites just corroborated what I was saying in the patron chat. When we arrived at PAX, Sega sent me, like the day we landed, a review code for Sonic Colors Ultimate on PS4. I actually just got around to installing it today and played it for a few hours this morning. And the PS4 version, playing on PS5 through backwards compatibility, suffers from major frame drops, or more accurately, freezing.
Right.
I played the first couple levels, and Sonic will just get locked in place. Like, the whole game will lock. It'll soft lock for about 2 seconds at a time. Then you'll run some more.
Jeez.
Then it'll soft lock again. And this happened for me about, on average, 5 to 6 times per stage. It is
God.
wildly distracting. Not only that, something about the physics in the game just feel off compared to the Wii version, in my opinion. Like, Sonic felt a bit more floaty. Just nailing jumps didn't feel exactly the same as it did in the Wii version to me. And that makes sense because we've since learned that the game isn't like a remake. It's actually like a recreation. So it's not like upgraded from the original source code. They didn't use the original source code at all. They rebuilt the game from scratch using a new engine. And it was like an open source engine that Sega apparently didn't properly credit the creators of in the credits of the game. There's just, this whole thing is a huge fiasco, to the point that, honestly, I'm a little surprised they sent a review code at all. I'm surprised they sent review codes to anybody in this case.
Do they not know, or like?
Well,
it feels so odd.
And what's interesting, too, is that it reviewed fairly well when the review scores came out, even the Switch version. And it is important to note that it isn't across the board necessarily. Our very own Top Dog here in our live audience patron chat says they really love Sonic Colors Ultimate, and they've been playing the Switch version and haven't experienced any glitches. So this isn't something apparently that's happening to everybody. And also Leftox in our patron chat said they've seen people report their playthroughs without encountering any game-breaking glitches. So it's a weird situation. Sorry, Steve, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to get that out.
Well, what I was going to say is I've talked to a few folks that had the game very early. And I was told that somehow, like the initial, like the very first version, the 1.0 that none of us have, right? Some of those reviewers that had the 1.0 build of the Switch version say it was a lot more stable. And then updates came out during the review period that made it worse, which seems like counterintuitive.
It's a little backwards.
Yeah. Normally it gets better with each update, but apparently they broke it more. So that's why initial reviews were kind of more on the positive side, is because they were playing with earlier code.
Interesting.
And updates along the way introduced a lot of these issues, which I find interesting.
If the updates are introducing issues, that might mean that there's an underlying fundamental problem with the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's really weird. And I mean, it's not just related to these potentially dangerous for epileptics visual glitches either. Like, there's a video here I'm looking at right now by Janik Films on Twitter. The game will not open from the main Switch menu. The game will not open. Hopefully they've been able to get it open since then, but they just straight up can't open the game. And there are reports of the game crashing on Switch as well. Now, interestingly enough, though, according to Captain VXX on Twitter, Nintendo actually is willing to issue refunds in this case, which that seems to be how severe this problem or these problems actually are. The last time we heard of a major platform holder doing this was, of course, with Sony, and the major issues with the last gen versions of Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, Captain VXX on Twitter here says, refunded Sonic Colors Ultimate on Switch. If you plan on asking for a refund, Nintendo actually is willing to give it, since apparently they are aware of the issues now. Please let this be known. Now, of course, your mileage may vary here. Don't let this, I don't want to.
Yeah, I immediately see a response saying
refund.
They didn't get a refund by calling Nintendo, so it seems to be a little up in the air.
There may also be some caveats to this. Nintendo knows how long you've played a game. I know Steam, for instance, has their refund policy says if you've played it over like 5 hours or something, they won't refund you. Nintendo may very well have some unpublicized metric for what warrants a refund or what doesn't. Like if you bought it, played it for 10 minutes and realized it's crap, they actually do have ways of knowing that. So that could be part of it. I saw someone in our chat, I want to say it was the YouTube chat, mentioning they beat the game and now want a refund. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo didn't offer that refund.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it is a shame. I want to play this. I was thinking of picking up the PS4 version of Sonic Colors Ultimate. I won a couple of Amazon gift cards from winning the Video Game Music Name That Tune panel at PAX this past week, and I thought I'd just put them toward that. But maybe I'll wait. I'll wait until the patch comes out.
As someone who also really loves the original, I can tell you one level in, I'm very disappointed with how it is. I would wait for updates for sure. Definitely don't spend full price on this right now. To the folks that were worrying about Monkey Ball potentially having similar issues, Sega farmed Sonic Colors Ultimate out to a different developer. So
Blind Squirrel, I think, right?
Yeah, Blind Squirrel did this, and I would not take this as an indictment of the quality of any other Sega games, because it's going to be different development houses. So. I wouldn't worry about our Lost Judgment or our Monkey Ball. I think those will be fine.
Well, the weird thing is that this should have been easy slam dunk for Sega, and these guys do pretty good work. They did Mass Effect: The Legendary Edition, Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition, BioShock: The Collection. They're all good ports. I don't know what happened with this one.
If I had to guess,
choose to rebuild the game instead of
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if Sega stepped in and they're like, "Oh, we can't, port this code. You're going to have to rebuild it. Here's the design docs," or something really weird like that. Because, like I said, even playing it, it's definitely recognizable as Sonic Colors Ultimate, but it feels off. Like the jumping very specifically feels off.
That's interesting because Rob Arman X in our patron chat said the physics are unchanged. I haven't played it myself yet, so I can't comment. But I do remember Sonic feeling pretty floaty in Sonic Colors to begin with. So
it
I'm
could
curious.
Very well be just a case of mistaken memory. It's been a very long time. Like Sonic Colors is not a game I dug up in the last 10 years and played again.
Right.
So I could be totally off base on that. It just feels weird. But and like I said, I've played a whopping one level of the game. It just the issues are enough to keep me away from it right now.
Sure. Just to offer a warning out there to folks, Smon CDA Honk, I'm not sure how to say that, on Twitter, saying they set up some visual glitches by just planet hopping in the main stage select menu. If you planet hop quickly enough, that can apparently result in some visual glitches. So just a warning out there for any of you who could be at risk of epilepsy. And for those of you who are curious what these visual glitches look like, assuming you're not at risk, you can find a video of what they look like at Nintendo World Report's Twitter. We're not going to show it here, of course, because, epilepsy warning. But if you're curious and you're safe, then you can find out what we're talking about over there on Nintendo World Report's Twitter.
Sounds like a memory leak problem. Just
think so?
Maybe.
Just based on how that was triggered. But, I don't know enough to know for sure.
Right. Well, we do have a few more news stories to get through, but we also have some super chats to read out. So first is $5 more from RecBCQ. Thank you so much, saying, I feel like it's fitting that the Nintendo version of the Sega game is the least playable version. Also, I said I had to learn to shut up. Okay, that's an important distinction. Thank you for that. Thank you for that clarification, RecBCQ. And seriously, thank you so much for all your incredible donations. You really are they just keep coming in, and we really love having you in our audience. Thank you so much. $10 from a Nerd's Rambling saying, hey guys, I'll watch the video format later of the whole episode. Got to play some Mario Kart with my sister before I leave for college in a few hours.
Oh, wow.
Keep up the good work and vibes. Well, wow. Well, yeah certainly. Go play Mario Kart with your sister. That is more important. Family first, always. But we hope you enjoy the episode later when you watch it. Have fun playing Mario Kart with your sister, and good luck in college. But really just sending you the best vibes we have for your first college experience. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. I know Brandon read the next super chat already. I
did.
See it on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, I have not seen it.
It actually hasn't come out for me yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. $5 from. Oh wait, no. I think I missed a few. Hang on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
next is Loyal Dingo.
Yeah, Loyal Dingo with $5 saying, "Hi Brandon, our local Arby's employee is very proud of you."
I have a lot of questions about
I don't know what this
thing we
bit
got
is,
going on.
but I'm enjoying it.
I'm not sure I get it.
All of the occupational professionals in Loyal Dingo's life are very proud of me, and I'm happy about that. But I need to know why.
I mean, if they're proud of you, they should get you some free roast beef sandwiches or something. Like, come on.
I'll take that. I'm hungry right now.
I mean, so far we've had a marriage counselor,
a pediatrician,
and now an Arby's employee. So you've got almost every basic need covered at this point.
Yeah. Free Arbyes for life for Brandon over here. I think that sounds fair.
Guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Man's trying to lose weight.
Thank you, Loyal Dingo. Really appreciate it. Next is £5 from Mr. L saying, "Why couldn't we have just gotten an emulation of the Wii game? Maybe then we could have had 60 FPS on Switch." That's a great question. It is shocking to me that they, were not able to get Sonic Colors running at 60 FPS on Switch. Of course, there's not going to be any 4K, but this is a Wii game we're talking about, and I don't think this is a case of the Switch being too underpowered to handle the game.
No,
it definitely does. Yeah, not at all. So
I did somebody in
really
YouTube mentioned that or John Cartwright retweeted a thread that talked about how they got handed a raw deal. That was back in June, so it might be a bit that they just Sega screwed them over a little bit and didn't give them a lot of time, or something else was missing.
All over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what he said, but yeah.
Thank you, Mr. L. Super appreciate it. Thank you. And next is $5 from Mwape Mulinga. Again, saying, "So, Brandon, you're a fellow Naruto fan, Sakura hater, and mixed fan of Sasuke. So thoughts on Boruto the series? Hashtag Sakura sucks. Hashtag Sakura x Sasuke. Why?"
Well,
Sasuke?
first of all, I am not a Sakura hater. I side with Roger on this. I actually love Sakura, and I think she's hated unfairly. But that's topic for another time.
Definitely different.
As far as my thoughts on Boruto, I really enjoyed the movie. I think it's a better ending to Naruto than Naruto's actual ending. I consider it the ending for me personally. As far as Boruto as it is right now, the anime is kind of middling. I am enjoying the manga, especially now that Kishimoto's on board. I know that's not a popular opinion, but that's my opinion, so there you have it.
No, the Boruto manga is bad, and you should feel bad for liking it. Also, the art looks like whoever drew those Peachy folders from the 70s is making manga now. Like,
I definitely don't like the art. I'll side with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see where Kishimoto takes the story. We could have an hour-long discussion just about Naruto, though, so I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha. Next up is $5 from Leftox Fluxington. That's quite a name. Leftox Fluxington. That's cool. With saying, "The Sonic Colors Ultimate launch situation is an absolute mess, but the soundtrack is not. Listened to it at work today and loved almost all the remixes." You're speaking my language. I have not listened to the remix or all the remixes yet, but it is high on my priority list to do so. And I can't wait to hear, what they did with all the main level tracks. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And glad to hear you enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what I think as well. So yeah, thank you for that bit of info, Leftox, and thank you so much for the donation. With that said, we do have
real
a few
quick
more...
before we move on. I did find the thread, and so. Blind Squirrel, basically the person compares it to the fact that them and Sega kind of mix like oil and water, because Blind Squirrel, one of their things is they have like a couple of tenets that we all agree with. We believe in a healthy work-life balance. We believe crunch culture is toxic. We believe in time off, and we believe in fun. And that is all about Blind Squirrel and just how they run it themselves as a company. But apparently Sega can be a bit of an unreasonable contractor when it comes to these things. And because it was Sega overseeing development, it just did not work. Plus, Blind Squirrel doesn't usually handle Switch stuff, so they were thrown into the wolves there, where they're just not used to the Switch architecture, and stuff like that. So, according to this person, Sega hired a studio and ordered several versions for platforms that they're known to work on, and want on a platform that can't match up to the competition in power. This is why Colors Ultimate is held back. It's one studio having to compensate on every platform for one platform. So every one was held back because of the Switch version. So,
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that
basically
definitely sounds like some development cultural issues between Sega and Blind Squirrel. Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say, you would think that the move there then would be to get somebody like Panic Button or somebody with a lot of Switch experience to port whatever it is Blind Squirrel makes to the Switch, even if it's a bit later.
Yeah, I think Sega was like, no, we got to have everybody at the same time.
Oh, God.
I kid, I joke. I'm sorry.
I missed what Ash said. Oh, boy.
Where is it?
What were you saying, Steve?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Something. Steve's up to something. We don't know what, though. The whole situation is really unfortunate with Sonic Colors. I was so excited for the remaster. What you got for us, Steve?
So when I returned from PAX, I found that my brother had got me this. And this was incredibly exciting.
Ooh, sick!
Except there's a little limited run logo there. Because it's the Forever Entertainment version of Panther Dragoon.
I hate it here. I hate it for you, Steve. I just want to walk away for your sake. That's unfortunate. That's rough, man. I didn't
notice that when I was looking at it on your mom's kitchen table.
I know. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, how? How did you manage this? And I'm like, he's like, it's the bad version. I was like, I hate you.
You should have just not mentioned that, and maybe you wouldn't have seen it. Maybe you would have gone forever thinking.
God, it would have been funny for Steve to boot that up and then all of a sudden realize, like, I've been had.
Yeah.
I know. The son of a bitch lied to me.
All right. Well, we should go ahead and get on to our next news story, which is our other big story of the day, and it concerns the return of a beloved classic. So let's get that up on screen. And so, Alan Wake Remastered has been announced by Remedy for consoles and PC. In this case, by consoles, I mean PS5 and Xbox Series X. And it will include 4K visuals and include dev commentary. And that's specifically commentary from creative director Sam Lake. And I'm sad to say I have not played Alan Wake. I came so close many times years ago, back when the original version was out on 360. I've heard really good things about it. But I'm sorry to say I don't have too much of a personal touch point here in terms of, experience with the game. Do any of us have any experience with this game, hands-on?
I know it's well liked, and I know these guys went on to make Control, which everybody loves.
Right.
But I mean, I just missed it. I think it was because it was mainly an Xbox exclusive, I want to say, at least for a while. Yeah. And that's a big reason I missed out on it. It was sort of that big Xbox title, and I just like, well, it's I missed it. Heavily focused on the flashlight. I do know that. Yes, Rockman X. It was 360 PC, which explains why I missed it, because I didn't have a 360. But yeah, gotcha. Excellent lighting for the time, and did pretty well. I will say, developer commentary should be something that happens more often. I love developer commentary because it does not show up a lot. Just being able to play and listen to devs like talk about things like pre-recorded or something like that. I don't know. It'd be fun. I like it. It's ever since I first experienced it in the original Sly Cooper, I'm like, oh, I want this more.
Yeah, I would like to check this out. I've always heard really good things about it. And despite the fact that I played heavily on my Xbox 360 back in 2010, I just never got around to it. But it seems like something I would like. I know it's very much, it's kind of steeped in horror, which I like. I love horror games. And although the Video Games Chronicle describes it specifically as an action-adventure game, and for those of you who are not familiar with Alan Wake, it follows a best-selling thriller novelist as he tries to uncover the mystery behind his wife's disappearance, all while experiencing events from his latest book, which he cannot remember writing. And that sounds like a super interesting premise to me, and I haven't really ever heard anything bad about this game. So I hope, time permitting, that maybe I can finally experience it through this remaster, which I believe is, as far as we know, is just arriving in fall right now. We don't have a specific release date, I don't think. I think a leak targeted it for October, which seems like it could be possible, given that falls right within fall. But who knows? It doesn't seem as though we're going to be waiting very long for this either way.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I hope I can finally check it out, but I'm going to be honest, if I miss it, I don't know what I'm missing, so I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
All unknown.
Video Games Chronicle does specify that this is the first time that that Alan Wake will be available to a PlayStation audience, because it was exclusive to the 360 and PC back in 2010, which, man, how's this game already 11 years old? It's weird for me to call it a classic, and I call it a classic because people love it, but it's just weird calling an Xbox 360 game a classic when you grew up with the NES and Super Nintendo. It's so strange. But I know a lot of people have been wanting this for a long time. I often have heard about people wanting Alan Wake to return, either in a remaster or a sequel, and it's happening. And not only just the remaster, the Video Games Chronicle interview here specifies that Remedy had announced in March 2020 that it had signed publishing agreements with Epic Games for its next 2 unannounced titles, with the first one being a AAA multi-platform game that's already in pre-production, while the second was described as a smaller scale project set in the same franchise. However, they also go on to say that GamesBeat reporter Jeff Grubb claimed in March that one of those 2 games was going to be Alan Wake 2. So maybe this is just the beginning for a resurgence of Alan Wake. Who knows?
I mean, makes sense after all that time to, here's a remaster and here's a sequel. Boom.
Right. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But either way, it's exciting times for Alan Wake fans, and I would like to check out what I've been missing when this remaster comes out. We'll see what happens. But before we move on to the next news story, we do have one more super chat that just came in from Jacob Tucker with $5, saying, "Hey GVG, just made steak, eggs, and fries for dinner. What are you guys eating for dinner tonight? P.S. Sakura sucks. Hinata for the win." Thank you, Jacob, so much for your donation. I know, man. I only watched a little Naruto, or I didn't really read any, but I only watched a little. Sakura seemed fine, but I can't speak from a place
fans
of
are more
some moments.
I think fans of Naruto are more upset that Sakura never gave Naruto the time of day, really. And they see that as some kind of weird betrayal. But she never liked him. Like, never.
Yeah,
like, she was never
that was the whole point.
in that way. And
did she owe him the time of day?
In the last
she
Naruto
always
the movie,
has been in love with Sasuke, like, from the beginning.
That's what I thought. I remembered. Yeah.
And
in the last Naruto the movie, there's a really poignant conversation between Naruto and Sakura where they discuss that relationship between each other. And if you're a Sakura hater, I think you'll like her a lot more if you watch that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also an interesting mirror between the relationship between Tsunade and Jiraiya, which I think is
oh, true.
There's some kind of foreshadowing there for how their relationship will mature over time. But anyway, Hinata's the best. I agree.
Nice.
I always enjoyed
nice.
her.
As for what we're eating for dinner, my wife has insisted that we go out to get Korean barbecue tonight because I've been gone for the past 5 days.
Don't make me
And,
kill you so soon.
God
I mean,
damn it.
I wasn't going to mention it, but Jacob did ask. I'm sorry, Brandon. We tried to get Brandon some all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue while we were in Seattle. It turns out Seattle really isn't. They don't really do all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue or sushi. It turns out, so
I'll tell you,
it
what,
wasn't
Brandon,
able to happen.
You book that $40 flight here, and I will buy you Korean barbecue.
Hell yes.
Right. Or I mean, you'll certainly be joining us for E3, I'm sure. So if that doesn't happen, I promise when you're in LA for E3 next year, assuming that's all happening in person, we are definitely going to take you out to Korean barbecue right here in K-Town, man. It's got to happen. It is past time. It is past time. So yeah, Korean barbecue for me. What about you guys?
Amy made burgers, and that
I'll
was
find
really
out
good.
when I go
Nice.
downstairs.
I have no idea, but I hope it's good, whatever it is.
Michaela's like, I'm tired. I have made you bad food on purpose.
Here, I went out and got Arby's.
There
Nice.
you go.
There we go.
A very proud
Nice.
Arby's employee is waiting outside.
It's a 5-minute drive for me. I'll go there and they'll be waiting for me.
I love it. We just got one more super chat that just came in from Black Ninja with $5 saying, "Good vibes all. Finished No More Heroes 3 this morning at 3 a.m. Holy shit!" And I'm just going to assume that Steve knows exactly what I know Steve knows exactly what you're talking about.
I gotta say, once you beat No More Heroes 3, you'll be on the Travis touchdown in Smash Train with me. If you've beat it, you understand. It revived my hope. But that being said, I don't think it's going to happen. I just want it to. It shows me what
Sure.
Yeah, it kind of illuminates why I want him in Smash so bad.
Right.
Huh.
I got to play this myself. I need the time to get to it.
See, I just had a thought. I've not played this game whatsoever. All I know is basically what I saw of your review, Steve, and how it kind of works in other genres. And now I had a thought. Like, is that what this fun?
You're almost certainly on the right track. You're almost certainly on the right track.
That's clever.
Okay, I think it just hit me.
Yeah.
All right. I need to play this fucking game.
I'm telling you.
That's, to me, that's not a spoiler because I'm just going off of, that's a mini analysis. We'll call it that. Mini deep dive. It's like just based off words and I've been playing a lot of Grey Ace Attorney. I'm in detective mode. I'm sorry.
Nice. All right. Well, we do have some more news stories to cover today, so let's go ahead and roll right on to that third news story, which brings us back to the Yakuza franchise. So the Gamer has just rolled out an interview, a wide-ranging interview with Ryoga Kotoku Studios and Lost Judgment director Kazuki Hosokawa, talking about Lost Judgment's development, of course, but also kind of going into some interesting points about the future of the Yakuza series, and another really important point, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the main thing from here, and I know, Steve, you'll want to go in and probably read this just to find out all about Lost Judgment and its development. But what's really interesting is that Hosokawa implies that it is possible that the Yakuza series or future Yakuza games may explore different countries with established protagonists. And I'm really curious what that could look like.
I don't know, but I love that somebody responded with this weird Dublin street brawl where this guy's just doing roundhouse kicks and chasing off like 3 other people. And I'm like, what the heck?
Right. Well, I guess to be fair,
I'm just kind of mesmerized by that, and they'd be like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Well, and I guess to be fair, we do already have something of a potential look at what that could look like with Sleeping Dogs, which was very Yakuza-esque and was not, it didn't take place in Japan. But it's interesting that we're talking specifically about established protagonists in different countries, and I'm wondering if that means we could potentially see the return of Kiryu later on, traveling somewhere for some reason. Hopefully, I want to say give Kiryu a rest. We need Ichiban in another game first, and who knows? Maybe that means he's going to head to a different country in the Yakuza 8. But I just find that very interesting. I wouldn't have expected them being willing to explore that angle.
I want to see a game that follows the Mafia. I think that'd be pretty cool. It wouldn't stray too far from Yakuza in that sense, and also. There's mafia connections in my family, so it's kind of interesting.
Nice. Wants to be in the next game.
Put me in the game.
It would be interesting to see Kiryu handling like the Yakuza branch of dealing with the crime families and all of the craziness that goes on in America.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if there's the series is already so rich, having just been confined to Japan. I can't imagine just the long list of ideas and themes and other things they could explore by taking it outside of Japan. There are so many things they could do. Another key point here is that Hosokawa also says they want to continue with worldwide launches for future RGG studio games, which I know, Steve, you would love that, and I think we all would. Yeah. It's really nice that Lost Judgment is world. Yes, normalize those. Nice. I completely agree. So this is a really great, there's way too much to talk about here in terms of Lost Judgment's development process for us to cover here today in this discussion. But if you are interested in, reading more about this, we are going to have a link to this interview in the video description below, but I'll also go ahead and post it here in the chat. If anybody, any Lost Judgment fans out there really want to take a look, because it does go really in depth.
You gotta love the randomness of that. Him saying Kiryu is stronger than John Wick. I'm like,
I know, right?
That's the other thing. Yeah, that's the other
believe
thing.
it.
This is I know.
I believe that not having played any games, I believe Kiryu could kick John Wick's ass in a fist fight, but John Wick has guns at all times.
Exactly. That's the thing.
This is what I said at PAX on the last night. I was like, yeah, he might take him out in a fight, but John Wick is going to shoot him in the face like immediately.
Exactly.
John Wick doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of his thing.
Yeah, that's the thing is that, Kazuma has, principles. He has certain things he won't do. John Wick doesn't give a fuck. He will shoot your face off if he needs to. and that's the thing is I think if you strip guns, if you strip weapons from the fight, I do think Kazuma probably wins.
Tough because we've seen John Wick kill with pencils and books. Yeah. He is good with other things, but
I think when you really break it down, John Wick's a little more resourceful than Kazuya or Kazuma, excuse me. But I don't know, like if they had a fight in a library, I think John Wick's gonna win. If they were fighting out in the street, there's a garbage can nearby, I still think John Wick's gonna win.
Man. Well, it's interesting because this interview, by the way, was conducted by the gamer's Jade King. And, the Hosokawa's response to this question is, I think Kiryu is probably stronger than John Wick because you can't kill him even after shooting him with a gun. However, Hosokawa also specifies that Judgment's protagonist isn't so lucky. On the other hand, Yagami is human. He isn't superhuman like Kiryu. And since John Wick is pretty good with knives and guns, I don't think he'll have a chance against him. So I guess now this officially makes it canon that Kiryu is superhuman, and Yagami just doesn't have that same level.
We're getting a strength ranking, so we got Kiryu above Yagami, but where's Ichiban in all this?
Oh, Ichiban's off the fucking charts, man. I love that man so much. He's completely off the charts. I love him so much. I would be curious though. I wish the interview had covered that, but. It's interesting thinking about how the two compare in power levels, but I agree. Even if Kiryu is superhuman and can take damage from guns and knives, there are only so many guns and knives one can take damage from, and John Wick, as we know, is like basically made of guns and knives. He's just a walking weapon.
He's also taking a ridiculous amount of punishment between the movies 2 and 3. I think he's got the crap beat out of him how many times in like 5 days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think we could put it this way, and I know that Kazuma would never do this, but if Kazuma killed his dog, it's over.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I think if Kazuma, but not that Kazuma would ever do such a thing because he is an honorable man. He would never do that. But let's just say he did. It's over for Kazuma. There's nowhere he could go.
Kazuma stand up for his boss killing a dog?
Sorry?
Yeah.
If Kazuma's boss killed John Wick's dog, I know we're off on a wild tangent at this point. Would Kazuma stand up for it and be like, no, that was dishonorable. I'm not fighting you. That's how you get him to fight. I would like to
believe that he would do the right thing and not stand up for his boss who killed a dog. I want to believe he would do the right thing.
Just set up the first John Wick movies, just with Kazuma there. This time it's like, my idiot son killed John Wick's dog. It's like, bring in Kiryu. Let's see who can win.
Yeah.
This is a crossover that could legitimately happen, and I don't think it would feel weird at all.
No, it wouldn't.
I completely agree with you, actually. I would like to see it. I think that would be really fun. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm really curious to see. I know we all are, what form Yakuza 8 will take. It seems as though what they're talking about with the Yakuza series potentially leaving Japan is a little further off. I don't necessarily say I don't think we should expect that from 8 necessarily, but who knows? Perhaps in the future that's what'll happen. On that note, Synchrolord with $1.99 says Yakuza like a bald eagle. that doesn't quite have the same ring to it. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound nearly as cool as like a dragon. But at least that would mean that Ichiban's coming back as the protagonist, though, so I'll take what I can get. Maximum Low Blow with $5 saying, I would kill for a Yakuza 1945 where you play as Kuze. Which that's a character I'm not familiar with.
I'm not familiar.
Steve, do you know?
Man, Kuze sounds like a familiar name to me. I wanna. Oh, Yakuza 1945. Nope. Sorry, I was thinking someone else.
Okay. Well, Apologies that
Yakuza
we're
from
not.
Yakuza 0. I'm getting
okay.
close to playing that one, but not quite
I've
yet.
Yeah,
played
I wanna play
Yakuza
Yakuza
0, but I'm
so
trying to remember who Kuze was. I didn't beat it though. Hold on. I've got a picture coming up here. Oh, this is why. So I had Kuze and Hamura from Judgment mixed up in my mind, and it's because they look really similar. So yeah, Kuze was one of the boss. I kicked his ass in 0. I remember this guy. That would be kind of interesting though. I would definitely be down to see one of those kind of lesser known side characters take center stage for like a game set way back in the past. But I would say that Kuze, like 1945, 0 takes place in 1988. I think like Kuze would be like a teenager or something in that game.
Right.
I
That might not-
guess.
I guess it could still work. Yeah.
He's not like a super old man in Yakuza 0. I mean, you end up kicking his ass. So he has to be 50s, maybe 60s tops.
The crazy thing that with that setting is 1945. That is post-war. That's a wild setting.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much they can do with, kind of branching out with the Yakuza series, as we were saying. So many themes they could take, so many directions, locations, time periods. It'd be really interesting to see. And Maximum Low Blow, thank you for the idea and for the donation.
Yeah.
Next is Luigi and Daisy 315 is back with $2 more saying, who would win in a fight, John Wick or Solid Snake?
Wick. I think easier to call than Kiryu. Kiryu. Having
think
played
so.
more Metal Gear Solids.
I mean,
I'm
I
sorry.
think Snake
Snake
is
is-
super soldier, but John Wick, like I said before, it's all about that resourcefulness. I feel like John could take most of Snake's weapons off of his body before he could use any of them.
Yeah, I think Snake would have to rely on... I would say that Snake is probably just as resourceful and is probably better at stealth than John Wick, but if he gets discovered by John, it's over. I mean, it's just... I don't see how Snake could possibly stand up to that, even though he's a super soldier. And
that's what I wonder.
Yeah.
How does the encounter go down? Because I think that is the qualifying factor here. If Snake is like dropped in the middle of some place and is hunting John, I think he gets the advantage. I think if it is a one-on-one brawl, John takes it every time. But
I completely agree with that take.
Yeah, Snake snipes the world's greatest sniper in Metal Gear Solid 3. He just
that's Big Boss.
Yeah.
That's not Solid Snake.
Oh, that's true.
That's also
true. All right, you know what? I do
True.
give it to John Wick.
Yeah, I think so. Although
Big Boss might stand a better chance.
But Snake has an advantage that we hadn't thought of, as Kitty Colors Facts points out in our live audience patron chat, saying Snake knows that Kitty Kong is a good boy, so he has the advantage there. I love it. I love it,
true.
man.
And
And Spicy Pandotter also points out that Snake can ride rockets, and that is also true. The twin Snakes saw Snake doing some really weird, superhuman, acrobatic, bullet-dodging, matrixy bullshit. So maybe we're not giving Snake quite enough credit here. But then at the same time, we're talking about John Wick, who is the same, who's played by the same guy who is Neo in The Matrix. So that may not matter either.
Negates it.
I do think Snake does lose this though pretty handily in a one-on-one matchup. It would be different if Snake is staying and hiding and he's using his stealth, but if it's a 1v1 fight, I just don't see how John doesn't take it personally. Well, moving on to our next super chat, $2 from Hutio saying turning 20 tomorrow. Very excited. Love you guys. Well, happy
Crazy. We got
birthday.
two birthdays tomorrow.
Yeah.
You and Sci-Fi Lullabies. Sounds
Seriously.
like a good
That's
day
so
tomorrow.
cool. Yeah, I'm
Happy
turning 20
birthday.
on September 10th. That's awesome, man. We're 20 gang here. I love it. I'm not. That's a lie. But thank you, Hutio, seriously, and happy birthday. I hope you have a great time. Hope you have some fun stuff planned. And next is $2 from Late Night Sprite saying Big Boss killed a man by waiting 5 days. He wins. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
that is true. Where's the lie there? I do think probably Big Boss has... It's hard to say because, Solid Snake is extremely powerful and an expert soldier in his own right. But Big Boss, I feel like maybe is just a bit tougher. Maybe. It's hard to say. But that is a very good point. What he goes through in Snake Eater and the fact that he killed the end by waiting 5 days, that might make him a hardier,
Isn't-
matchup for John.
I don't think
Am I
that's
misremembering which game it
Canonically,
is?
in my brain, I killed the end the old-fashioned way, so that doesn't count.
yeah. I killed the end the proper way. I didn't do the time method. I hunted that old man down.
There is, and this is what I was referring to. There is a point in the game very early on where you can just shoot the end in the head and kill him.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
snipe
there
him
is.
during a cutscene.
Which is so cool.
They're
It's
like,
hard
come
to
on,
do,
old man,
yeah.
you've got to hunt Snake in the jungle, and Snake's like, I'm already here. And just
Yeah.
shoots him in the brain.
Exactly. Zane Mosney in our YouTube chat says Kirby versus John Wick. Kirby, done, easy,
Yep.
ban.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Done.
John Wick even hurts Kirby.
Exactly. Kirby, yeah.
If Kirby steals John Wick's powers, he's literally unstoppable.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, doesn't he just gain bloodlust? That's all he really gets.
I guess. Yeah. And Kirby already has enough bloodlust for the people who steal his food and strawberry shortcake and shit. I don't know if he needs more bloodlust. BJ
Boy,
Bovia says,
bitch.
wow, Ash, you're a baby. I appreciate you taking me seriously, but no, I'm not actually turning 20. That was a lie. I appreciate you, though. All right. We do have a couple of more news stories to get through here. So let's go ahead and bring up this next news story in which I traveled to Massachusetts for a free dentist cleaning. So let's get that up on screen. So this is almost too perfect. There is a dentist in the city of Ashland, Massachusetts. How perfect is that? Who is offering customers a chance to win a free teeth cleaning, dental cleaning, by just beating him in a one-on-one match of Smash Brothers Ultimate. And this comes with a few rules. So first of all, the doctor's name. This is Dr. Tej A. Shah from Zen Family Dental in Ashland, Massachusetts. One challenge per patient. And you can bring in any controllers you want as long as it connects to the Switch. He does specify that he has a GameCube adapter. I love this guy. So this is going to be a 3-stock battle with a 6-minute time limit, no items, no final smashes, Omega style level, no stage hazards. This is maybe my favorite part. If a patient loses, the patient must post on social media about having lost at Zen Family Dental. That is part of it. He wants you to make sure that people know that he beat you if you lose.
This dentist
free
means
cleaning-
business.
Yeah, he does.
I love it. I love it. A free cleaning does not include an exam or radiographs that are required before the cleaning. And yeah, then it just goes into the hours and days of the week and stuff.
So, Ash, this is where I have to interject because I love how you opened this story, mentioning that you're going to go get a free dental cleaning because unbeknownst to you, and without speaking to each other, at the bottom of the screen, I titled this Ash Paulson to earn free teeth cleaning.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even see that before I introduced the story. That's perfect. Well, Steve, thank you for your belief in me, for your confidence that I'm just going to go to Massachusetts and beat this guy. I mean, he clearly, he talks about different controllers. He has a GameCube controller adapter. So he's clearly at least a somewhat serious player. Who knows how good he actually is, but I have a feeling that I could get a pretty mega cleaning from this guy for free. I'm just saying.
I love the idea of just two people in a dentist's office battling it out, and then the pop-off being like, now clean my teeth, bitch. Like, that's such a weird...
And kind of on that note, though, like, I don't know this guy. I'm sure he's an awesome dentist and a perfectly nice guy, but, I've known some people to be pretty salty after being beaten in Smash, whether it's beaten by me or anybody. So I'm not sure if I want to beat this guy in Smash for a free cleaning and then have the guy I just beat take sharp tools into my mouth. And I'm like, is that the best idea? What if he's pissed that he lost?
So I actually am not sure how good this guy is. This is just brilliant marketing because
it is.
The thing is, he's not losing a lot of money in this. The X-ray and the exams are probably the more expensive part of this whole thing. The cleaning itself probably doesn't cost that much in the grand scheme. So you may be saving $20-$30, which is still pretty decent.
Yeah.
And he even apparently has his rates are some of the cheapest in the state of Massachusetts. So there's that. But just think of the national advertisement this guy just got, plus the social media aspects. So managed to win. I mean, free advertising almost, and you lose. Well, you lost a few bucks on a cleaning.
There's an element here that we're not even considering, because like if this dentist is really that good at Smash, that must mean he has really stellar control over his hands. which must mean to me
Good point.
that he's an incredible dentist.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
There you
It'll
go.
dash all over your teeth.
Late Night Sprites points out a couple of things in our live audience patron chat. First, when in Smash, lose a tooth. That's what I'm scared of. If I beat this guy, is he going to be pissed at me? That's the thing. But as you say, it does take place in Ashland. Like, I can't not go. It's almost too perfect.
I feel like this is
And
a video
really
that makes
curious.
itself.
You've got to send Ash over to Massachusetts.
Rec
Honestly,
BCQ
we
with a
should.
really important question here in live audience chat. Do you think he mains Dr. Mario? That would be too perfect if he did main Dr. Mario. I really do want to know, though. I wonder how good this guy actually is. I do wish, honestly, if his practice was anywhere in SoCal, like within driving distance, I would make that a video. I think that would actually be fun. It is time for me to go to the dentist. It's been a little while, so I would actually do that. But I don't think I can travel to Massachusetts to make it happen. I just don't think that quite makes sense, unfortunately. But I love what Evernight Studio, our art director, said here in the YouTube chat. This game's winner is gum disease.
Mace in the patron chat says, I saw somewhere that he mains Little Mac.
Ugh, I hate.
Take
I
it from
hate
me, that
playing
means he's
Little
not
Mac
that
mains.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
That,
Little Mac is annoying to deal with, but usually, yeah, Little Mac
It's
mains.
not too bad.
That's why he wants to play on Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if I can just get him far enough off the stage, though, the match is mine because it's Little Mac. So and Mega Man's pretty good at edge guarding. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I could be in for a pretty mega tooth cleaning if I could get over to Massachusetts. But unfortunately, that's just a bit far away from Los Angeles. So I don't think it's in the cards. I know there are a few people talking about crowdfunding a trip for me to go to Massachusetts and do this.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? All right. Well, let me check and see if we have any more super chats. Nope, we're good. So, yeah. So if you do live in that area, anywhere in or around Ashland, you want a free tooth cleaning, and you're good at Smash, or at least play Smash, go give it a shot. See what happens. You might, you know what? That's Becca's Live makes a great point in our live audience chat at PAX East. If I could potentially, I don't know how close Ashland is to Boston, but if I could fit that in during a PAX East coverage trip, that would be perfect.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wow.
That would be, you guys all come with me, film it, make it. Plus, I'm sure he'd be down because that would bring that much more exposure to his practice. Having a whole crew come in from Good Vibes Gaming and making this a whole feature, that would be hilarious. Oh, I love it.
Except then we'd get your tartar on our microphones. Ugh.
It's 35 minutes by car.
Yeah, I was just looking this up.
Well,
Yeah.
as Becca points out, it's closer than LA, which is true. So
Yeah.
if
The only problem
Dr.
is you have to
Shaw's-
drive in Boston, and that is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Apparently Aaron's Luxcayer says his secondary is Pyra and Mithra. Saying he really does like shiny teeth and punching teeth out. That's a little scary, just because anyone who plays Pyra and Mithra is a little scary, just because Pyra and Mithra are scary. But again, I think I could pull this off. I think most players, don't really, other than pro players, of course, but like a lot of people don't really know how to approach fighting a Mega Man main because Mega Man isn't a widely played character. So I've definitely caught a lot of people off guard by them just not knowing how to deal with Mega Man. So I think the odds are in my favor here. I'm just going to say. But we do have one more news story to get through, and this is I'm calling this the Ash and Steve double wombo combo special, because we're kind of combining two smaller stories into one, but they both pertain specifically to things that Steve and I are into. So let's go ahead and get that up on screen. So first of all, kind of confirming a lot of reports over the months and data mining stuff that we've seen in data mines of Rockman X DiVE, aka Mega Man X DiVE. Rockman X DiVE is officially coming to Steam. It's coming this month, but only in Asian territories so far. So this is not the Western version, which just came out on mobile. This is just the Japanese or the Asian version so far coming to Steam, but it's going to be available this month in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Cambodia, Thailand, Singapore, and other Asian territories. And there's not too much to say about this other than I really hope the Western version comes to Steam as well. I just, I have Mega Man X DiVE on my phone. It's pretty cool, but I just don't enjoy playing it on my phone. And I know there are controller, the grips and stuff you can get for your phone, but I would actually be down to play this on Steam. I don't play a lot of PC games, but look, if I can play an actual new Mega Man X game with a proper controller on Steam, and I can, especially if I can connect that to my TV, I'd be pretty down for that. So I guess it maybe depends on how well Mega Man X DiVE does here in the West. We don't really have any data on that front yet, but I hope so. I would really like to see it on PC.
I think the biggest problem with this game would be boringly easy.
With like proper controller?
With an actual controller? Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would be. I haven't played enough of it to know just how difficult it actually gets, but it does seem to be pretty mechanically simplistic, or at least compared to proper full Mega Man X games. It does seem to be fairly simplistic due to the fact that it is played on, at least thus far, having been played on platforms where you just have to use touch controls, and that is its own handicap. So I agree. Having a proper controller probably would make it too easy, but it would make the game a lot more fun too, and that's kind of what matters to me in the end. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. I assume none of you probably have too much to say on this front, right?
Not really. I'm excited to try it on Steam. I've skipped it on iOS for now, but if it comes to Steam, I'll definitely give it a fair shake there.
Yeah, same for me.
As Rec BCQ says, Ash is trying his best to like the game. Just let him do it. Yeah, I'm willing to get into Mega Man X DiVE. I just would much rather play it on Steam or consoles, of course, than mobile. But it is what it is. The other part of this, the Steve focused part of this, that also I think pertains to all of us here, is that the dev team behind Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis is taking a stand against hateful behavior and toxicity in their game. Pledging to implement severe punishments such as account suspension when they find toxic and or hateful remarks. And they also say they're going to work toward improving how they combat toxicity by improving their processes as they identify problems within the in-game player community. And of course, I don't play PSO2 New Genesis, but Steve, of course, you were like the PSO king. And despite not playing it, I think we can all appreciate this is an awesome thing for the PSO2 New Genesis team to be doing. And I really I fucking love this. And I love that they're just saying, it's not like a blanket. We're going to try to make our game as smooth as possible for as many players as possible. They're like specifically saying, no, you're hateful, you're toxic, you're out. And I can only hope they come through on these promises.
Well, they mentioned that they've already banned 1,600 accounts that were found to be saying racist shit on the server. So just the fact that they're announcing that they punted almost 2,000 players already, I'm like, hell yeah, keep doing it. Unfortunately for me, I did run into some racists on the game about a month or so ago, and it definitely soured my experience because I play this game primarily with Nick. And for those of you that watched our GVG After Dark stream, you know that Nick's black. And it is really hard to convince your black friend to play a game with you where people are spamming the N-word in chat. It's just, so we stopped playing it just because that was, I don't want to subject anybody to that vile type of behavior, whether intentional or otherwise. Yeah. And just knowing that Sega's doing something about it, I might log in tonight and check it out again. It's been a long while since I've been in, so I'm definitely excited to hear that they're not just saying they're going to do it, but they've already started doing stuff. And like I said on Twitter, man, hell yeah, kick racists off of everything.
Exactly. Yeah, there should be no place for racists or other toxically hateful people anywhere, online, offline, no place for them.
Yeah, except the morgue. You could put them in the morgue. I'd be cool with that.
Fair enough. I like that. Derrick, you were saying something? I think I cut you off.
Oh, no, I completely forget at this point. It's fine.
Oh, fair enough. Cool. So a little bit of Mega Man X, a little bit of PSO2 New Genesis, serving both stuff. Me and Steve. But that does bring us to the end of our news stories for the day. We do have one more super chat from $2 or from Luigi and Daisy 315 for $2 more, saying Donkey Kong versus Wreck-It Ralph. You choose. DK. I think DK takes this pretty handily.
Did you fight him in Punch-Out Wii?
Yeah, DK's got this.
Yeah. And for you to say that, Steve, is pretty big, because I know you hate DK.
I don't like DK, but I really hate Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph. Like,
Oh no, really? I love those
I
movies.
want
Why?
DK to just brutalize the hell out of Ralph.
Wait. I need to know. Those movies are delightful. What don't you like about Wreck-It Ralph?
I mean, the movies are fine. But
Okay.
Ralph is just like a dumpy, angry carpenter dude. Like, I don't know what his problem is. I'm going to wreck it. Like, cool. I would love to see DK shatter your pelvis. Like, it's fine.
I mean, he is pretty toxic in the second one. That's true. He's quite toxic to Vanellope in the second one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that also, if we're talking about video game characters, DK is definitely way higher up on the hierarchy of characters I care about than Wreck-It Ralph.
Also, Jose Jomed Natir, Iowa. Did you see the Nickelodeon video? And I believe I mentioned this to you guys. I don't think you've seen it yet, but just a little off aside, just so we can mention it. Wave dashing in Nickelodeon All Stars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I saw that. It is wild.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually did get a chance while we were doing the this episode. I took a peek at one of the videos that IGN has of Nick All-Stars Brawl, just in case it came up, and it has. And I'm still looking forward to the game, but it's so just unfortunate and just disappointing, I guess, for the game to have an announcer. And then the game starts, and we knew there was going to be no voice acting in the game, but like no even voice clips or anything, no voice clips from old shows. I mean, you have characters like Nigel Thornberry and the Ninja Turtles and Helga, and I mean, to have them be silent is such a lost opportunity. I mean, imagine Smash Brothers, but no one talks. Imagine Mario not having voice clips. Like that's. These are beloved cartoon characters, and
like
to have them be silent, it's awkwardly quiet, and it really does strip the game of so much personality that it could otherwise have.
I guess the budget was only so much.
Yeah, and I'm still looking forward to playing it. It's just, man, it's such a bummer. But, it is what it is. We're still going to cover it and play it here on the channel. We'll certainly make it an EP squad game that we play. Really quick, I just want to shout out Late Night Sprites in our live audience patron chat saying, this is my first time in the patron chat. Thanks, everyone, for making this a good night. Well, we're so happy to have you in our live audience chat, Late Night Sprites. And thank you, as always, again, for all your donations and just for supporting the channel. We love you, and we're happy to have you here in the community. And with that said, we have reached the end of episode 131. Oh, as I say that, one more donation has come in. £2 from Alan Wilkinson saying, possibly worth mentioning Titanfall 2's issues.
I don't know these issues.
That's a good idea. We couldn't sneak it into the episode as a full news story, but that's a good point. Titanfall 2 has some issues right now that basically some exploits that make it a risk for you to even launch it, let alone have it on your computer or your PC. So if you are a PC player of Titanfall 2, get rid of it. Don't launch it. Apparently it is an open window for hackers to get a hold of your system. Brandon, it sounds like you've read about this a little bit. Do you want to explain it in slightly more detail than I have?
I don't know the exact situation, but I guess the game's launcher has been exploited so that people on the other side will have direct access to your computer if you launch the game. So just if, like you said, if it's on your computer, get rid of it. Don't launch it, and hopefully this is resolved. But this seems pretty bad.
It does, from what I've read. It seems like it's a pretty severe issue. So, Titanfall 2 players, of course, be safe. Be very careful out there. And
I didn't hear about this. That's wild.
So I'm reading about this. Apparently, what Brandon is saying is 100% accurate. So basically, the launcher has some kind of vulnerability in it that allows malicious actors, hackers, to execute code from the server on your machine. So it essentially gives them remote access to both PCs and consoles with that have the launcher installed. So that I've never heard of a vulnerability that huge in a game before. That is terrifying. Like, that means they could do essentially anything. Wow. How does that get? I mean, this is not the first thing I'm reading. Kat Bailey, our friend and former guest, has a great piece on this up on IGN, where she mentions that apparently the servers for this game have just been repeatedly getting hit with just ridiculous issues left and right. So sounds like a great time to just say goodbye to that game.
Yeah. Hopefully EA will do something, but as Kira Queen is mentioning in YouTube, meanwhile they're doing nothing. Hopefully something will happen. I mean, this is a game-killing issue here. I mean, once enough people find out about it, who's going to want to run it on their PC? So hopefully they address this. It seems like it should be fixable.
I would hope.
Yeah,
I definitely hope.
I'm sure that there's a way to do it, but I wonder if at this point the servers are so compromised that they would have to, pull a PSN and take them down for several months and rebuild, which would irreparably damage the game. Unlike PSN, it's not an essential service for gaming, so people will just say, I don't need Titanfall 2 in my life, and stop playing it.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens. But with that, we have reached the end, the true end of episode 131. Again, it happened. I swear this is on purpose. So we just got one more super chat from Keaton Keatsney for $5 saying, "Hey guys, nice show. By the way, Psychonauts 2 is a thing, as I'm sure you know. It is awesome. So Beyond Good and Evil 2 when? Man, I keep hearing about how many people love Psychonauts 2, and I want to play this game so badly. So badly. That is one of the first things I'll be playing on it when I do. I plan on getting an Xbox Series X sometime before the end of the year. Originally, it was for Forza Horizon 5, but I want it for Psychonauts as well. So it will be a game that I play. I know it's available on PlayStation, but as I understand it, the Xbox version is the lead platform. You get a lot of enhancements on that platform that you don't get on PS5, which I think is essentially really a PS4 version. So,
yeah, there's not a next gen version on PS5. I have it on Steam and Xbox, and it is fantastic.
I can't wait to play it.
Every bit worth your money.
And also, Keaton Keatsney, please don't apologize. We super appreciate the super chat. I'm just being silly. You did not ruin the end. You made it even better because we got another donation from you and your kindness. Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't be sorry really for supporting us.
No,
we appreciate
no.
Never be sorry. It's just funny that it keeps happening right during the outro. But seriously, thank you so much. Finally, we got $2 more from Rec BCQ saying this extra chat was on purpose, and thank you for that. I love it. Seriously, thank you all so much. It is really, we love doing this with you 3 times a week. And with that, we have reached the end of episode 131 of Today's News Tonight. And as always, we have to give a special thank you to all of our patrons at the producer tier and above for helping to make this show happen, because without you, it would not be happening. And as I said, we love doing this 3 times a week with all of you. It is one of the highlights of my week, and I think all of our weeks. So thank you so much, truly, from the bottom of our hearts. But as always, we have to give an extra special thank you to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine folks include Jared Edinger, Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Etiono Ben, Dan and Twistle, Dennis J, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Adam O'Sullivan, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Kitty Kong Fax, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotik, 112, John, Joshua Hunter, Evernight Studio, Benny Yao, Azran 127, Pagrima, Kinrule09, Jake Pelka, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Joseph Bayer, Aurum M, Sakuragi, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Fizzywig Hoyd, Critmonger, The Legend of Groose, Eddie B, Kai Ed, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, West Egg, Deaneth, Kota, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Hoobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron 809, Kane, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes and 60 Seconds, Christopher Masterson, Spicy Pandotter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchrolord, Brainchild, Rosa Pardo Bowling,
Hi, Mom.
Kotar Peck, Scuff 196, Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, AJB Cool, Blizzica, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Derrick, Nathan the Voice Actor, Chibi J, Bongo Lover, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Fangs, Dinner Sonic, Freyhim, Mason Riley, Keel. And Keel, thank you so much, everyone, for your incredibly generous support of our channel and of us on Patreon. And if you are interested in figuring out more about how you can support us on Patreon, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming. Check out our tiers. We offer a bunch of tiers ranging from $1 a month all the way up to $400 a month, as well as a bunch of price ranges in between, all of them offering really cool, unique perks at each level. So check us out there if you can. But even if you don't, we'd love it if you can support us here on YouTube by just liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. And as a reminder, when we hit 75,000 subs, we are going to be giving away a Switch OLED to one of our random YouTube subscribers. So help us get there. The sooner the better, because that means the sooner we can get a Switch OLED in your hands. So as always, thank you all so much, everybody. And we will see you on Friday for the next episode of Today's News Tonight. Until then, good night and good vibes.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.